from the ATL. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation coming your way on Fox Sports. And tonight, the Red Hot Vibe, winners of a league record 11 straight, take on the Rise from Grand Rapids, working as hard as they can to stay in a very crowded playoff picture. Fourth and final meeting of the year between these two. Let's take a look at the current standings. And it's been an important and very busy weekend already in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Omaha, a winner last night over Columbus in 5. Orlando took down Indy. The Indy Ignite, clinging to their playoff hopes at 12 and 13, have lost 5 in a row. They got to straighten that out. Speaking of clinging, a very, very steep uphill climb for Grand Rapids, the Rise, but a big opportunity tonight against the Atlanta Vibe, once again winners of 11 in a row. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With my partner, 3-time Olympian, bronze medalist, NCAA champion Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland, and let's not bury the headline. The headline around the league are the Atlanta Vibe. They started 4 and 5, not once but twice this year, Holly. They lost 3 matches in a row. Now they've won 11 straight. What's turned it around?
Well, there's a lot of different factors. They had the personnel. They just had to find their rhythm. And Kayla Banworth listened to one of her assistant coaches, flipped the 2 left sides, kept Leah next to the center, and it's made a difference. It's a small difference. It doesn't really make sense on paper, but it made sense ever since an Atlanta Vibe have been rolling.
And the addition of Micaiah White. We'll talk about that as the match goes along. Along with Ali Bastianelli, right now the top blocker with 81 scoring blocks in the league. And that's where Grand Rapids hangs their hat at the defensive end.
Ali Bastianelli anchors the best blocking team in the PVF. She was a fantastic blocker at the college level, and now she's doing it at the pro level. As you said, 81 blocks on the season, and when you block, it's contagious for the rest of your teammates. They want to join the block party. Also, offensive end, Bastianelli has been working hard to be effective there too.
And on the other side, Marley Monserrat, the Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week, and she's the one who stirs the drink for Atlanta.
Kayla Banworth, the head coach of the Atlanta Vibe, told us Marley Monserrat is the heart of this team. What a compliment, but the energy that she plays with, she makes everybody around her better, and she does the little things, covers, plays great defense, and gives energy to her teammates at all times. And
like you, a wonderful teammate from start to finish. Now let's take a look at our Wren Athletics starting lineups. First for Atlanta, Leah Edmond having a fabulous season, as is the rookie out of Florida State, Corey Lewis. Iko Jones has been a big add at the opposite. And speaking of additions, Micaiah White there as well, a veteran out of the University of Texas. Vicini Monserrat we've talked about, and the one and only Morgan Henson. For Grand Rapids, they come in with a record of 11 and 14. Carly Snyder, we've talked about. Bastianelli, late season add in Eleanor Holthouse, Briggs Romine, Jensen Turner, and another Stanford Cardinal at the libero, one and only as well, Elena Ogilvie. And we are set to go. Grand Rapids won the first meeting between these two, and then it was Atlanta winning a couple straight, and Atlanta will be in their home black uniforms. And Vicini, touch right there, and a miss by Ogilvie, but covers it up. Nice dig, and Carly Snyder into the cross court as we're underway in this opening set. Best 3 out of 5. Nice read by Ogilvie. And Briggs Romine used all the real estate. Briggs Romine just looking to keep that ball in play and found the last meter of the court.
You're right. I think it was kind of a safe swing, but deep into the court, and it pays off for the Grand Rapids Rise.
Paige Briggs Romine, 5'10", outside hitter from Western Kentucky, moved into the starting lineup and has been very, very hard to move out of there. They reversed the call. That ball was called good. Some communication between Bethany McCarty, the first referee, and her associate on the sideline. That was a little bit confusing right off the bat, and that ball off the edge of the block by Eleanor Holthouse.
Holthouse has really turned it on lately for the Grand Rapids Rise. She's a very efficient, low-error attacker on the right side.
And just to clarify on that opening call, as Jensen goes back to serve, hold 6, all the in and out calls, no doubt about that ball being in, but all the in and out is called electronically, and it was signaled in, so overruled on the sideline. Jensen back to the line again, working on Edmond, who's really improved in first ball contact. Not a good set. Not a good set in transition. Smart shot that time by Holthouse, covered by Iko Jones. Setter taken out of the play. A little bit sloppy here in the early going. Got to be better in transition, do both of these teams. Nice block by Bastianelli. Quick set, left well inside. Riggs Romine just shoving that ball through the block. Leah Edmond finally said, you know, enough of this business. Let's just get this over with. That was sloppy until that.
There were 3 free balls and then a pillow fight. And then finally, Leah Edmond on the left side brings the hammer. And boy, she had a lot of heat on that one.
And that was a very, very soft pillow fight. Good call, Holly. Aiko Jones back to serve. Moved into the starting lineup, replacing Merritt Beeson, #1 overall pick. Smart shot. Edmond recycling. And Aiko Jones broad jumping into that one is slowed by Bastianelli, number 18. And then that ball tucked down inside by Edmond, who's having another fantastic year. Last year, the first ever MVP. 5th in the league in kills per set, 8th in the league in digs, 9th in the league in blocks, 2nd in the league with 41 aces, and 2nd scoring as well. But other than that, what have you done this year? Here's Jones again, out of Louisville, off the top of the tape and down.
Caleb Anworth said Aiko Jones in the lineup has been a real bonus for the Vibe team. Low error hitter, huge block, and she's got a strong serve from the back row.
You had a nice long visit with Caleb Anworth, the first-year head coach for the Atlanta Vibe, 2014 world champion, 2016 bronze medalist is Caleb Anworth, dug by Micaiah White. Here is Aiko Jones. That's a swing. Look at Ogilvy. So composed. We saw some defense last night, didn't we, in Las Vegas? Corey Lewis. The slick, the slow, quick, just hang it up there and she bombs away.
I'm glad you said that. Corey Lewis was a primary attacker, but out of the middle for Florida State, where she ran a little bit slower offense, and she's very comfortable with that. So Atlanta's kind of playing to her strengths with that slick set.
Hitting 360 so far on the year. She's been among the league leaders, if not the very top all season long. Blocked by Monserrat along with Lewis, and a quick start here for Atlanta.
The Grand Rapids Rise right now, they're not locating the ball really well. They've been setting those balls off the net. The timing, the rhythm's been off. They need to find that rhythm.
It's a good run for Aiko Jones, wearing number 15 in black for the Atlanta Vibe. They come in with a record now of 17-8. Remember, again, started 4 and 5. There is Eleanor Holthouse with a kill off the right side. What has she given Grand Rapids in the latter stages of this season?
A very efficient attacker on the right side, high volleyball IQ. Like I said earlier, low error. And I think that's really important. She's a solid blocker.
Micaiah White on the pipe. Monserrat with a knuckler. Saw that on the beach when she played for UCLA. Oh, what a dig by Snyder. Morgan Hentz with the first contact, and Leah Edmond threw a seam in the block. That's a good matchup against Cameron Turner on the outside.
Agreed. When you've got your strongest left side pin hitter going up against 5'9" Cameron Turner, you're going to take advantage and look for that matchup on the left.
Second in the league, only Natalie Foster from Orlando in terms of total aces is Leah Edmond. Immediately a scoring opportunity. Snyder all over that second contact, and Bastianelli would like to have that one back.
Bastianelli tries to go short, comes up in the net, but now Atlanta up 8-3 to start this first set.
a very solid start for the streaking Atlanta Vibe, up on top of Grand Rapids, 8-3 opening set here at the Gas South Arena in suburban Atlanta. There's Paige Briggs-Romine, and we got a first look at Micaiah White. She's now in the left front, a late season ad. Outstanding player. People will remember her from outstanding career at the University of Texas, but a seasoned pro now. What does she do to change Atlanta?
Kayla Vanworth just said so many good things about Micaiah White. She's just steady. She's an efficient, very skilled attacker on the left side. She's low air, but can score in big numbers.
Yeah, Micaiah White is an exceptional talent now in her 6th year as a professional, and missed that one just over the sideline.
Big arm. Micaiah White comes inside, tries to hit the sharp angle, just missing that one wide.
And that was a very, very big decision by Kayla Vanworth to insert the newly acquired Micaiah White into the lineup, because Pia Timmer had played so very well throughout the course of the season prior to her arrival.
But Kayla Vanworth thought it was a great ad, and it would just make the team better.
Ali Bastianelli on the slide finds a deep corner and deep area 5. Kayla Vanworth, again, 2014 world champ, 2016 bronze medalist. And Kayla Vanworth told us that that was the most difficult player conference she had had all season long when she talked to Pia Timmer about replacing her in the lineup. There was Snyder through a seam in the block, nicely dug by Morgan Hentz. Both teams very, very good in block defense, but that missed time by Holdhouse and missed out of bounds.
Defense for Atlanta here. Look at Carly Snyder, has a big seam, but Morgan Hentz slides right into it, comes up with a dig to run the transition offense.
Libero of the year last year when she averaged 4.2 digs per set. And don't hit the ball at Morgan Hentz, because it's coming back, or it's not going down, one or the other. Numbers even better this year, leading the league at 4.5 digs per set. Smart shot by Jones. Restart the point. I like that transition set. High flat dug by Briggs-Romine. Holdhouse again, got on top of that one, and number 20 in White with a kill.
When Holdhouse gets good hand contact, she can really drive that ball quickly to the ground.
Kathy George in her 2nd season, longtime head coach at Michigan State, 13-13 last year, made it all the way to the championship and would love to do that again. The match for $1 million coming up on May 11th after the semifinals in Las Vegas on May 9th. Oh, what a set that time in trans. Wow, magical delivery. Was that Morgan Hentz?
It was, and Aiko Jones on the right side. Works off the outside hand of the blocker. Look at Morgan Hentz, goes outside the court. Even though it's inside, Aiko Jones is up and terminates.
Boy, another very good serve in the lineup now. Micaiah White. Add to that with Leah Edmond. Another good set in transition. Aiko Jones going over the top. A good swing, but just a little bit long into the cross court.
One of the things Kayla Vanworth said they've improved is their overall serve and pass game. Their passing numbers better, but so is the way they serve from the back line.
Grand Rapids, that's a perfect pass. Back to Aiko Jones, ripping down the line, dug by Ogilvy. Two pretty good liberos out of Stanford. Quickly to the outside, really good tempo by Monserrat.
Marley Monserrat is just in such a nice rhythm with her teammates. You can see the way she feeds Leah Edmond on the outside. Really good connection.
There was number 12, McKenna Vicini, also out of Stanford, 6'2" middle blocker out of Lexington, Kentucky, NCAA champ in 2019. Holdhouse again, off speed, and Vicini, not Morgan Hentz, playing left back, can't get to that one.
Correct, and Grand Rapids very aware that Morgan Hentz is off the floor. There's a middle blocker, McKenna Vicini, on the floor, and they tip her.
And that's something that the players have to be aware of.
It's important to communicate.
Corey Lewis away from Bastianelli. That's a pretty good battle in the middle.
Corey Lewis is so high. She's dynamic, high contact point, tough to stop. You can slow her down, but tough to stop.
Again, hitting over 350 so far in the year. Just her first year of professional volleyball coming out of Florida State. A big adjustment. Briggs-Romine, very good receiver. Over the top, dug by White. Good block deflection by Lewis. Briggs-Romine is unavailable out of the play, so you go to Snyder out of the back row and hits high flat off the top, number 4 in White for the veteran have played so long professionally in France.
Looks like Grand Rapids was in trouble, just kind of behind the play, but Carly Snyder able to score off the block. How about that? An ace from Holthaus.
Eleanor Holthaus, who finished her season in the Bundesliga in Germany, 1,500 kills as a collegian for Iowa State. Joust controlled. Briggs Romine, not a good set in transition that time by Irwin. Briggs Romine quickly to the outside and is blocked. Monserrat with her second scoring block.
Ball set a little bit wide and tight to the net, and that plays into Monserrat's hands, that right side blocker for the Atlanta Vibe.
14-11 is the advantage. We've had our first technical timeout when a team reaches 8. We'll have another when a team reaches 16. You also have 2 team timeouts and also a couple of challenges. Here is Leah Edmond back to serve. Again, last year's most valuable player. The win at Omaha, 3-0. She was 12 of 26. With a couple of aces as well. Bastianelli off speed, Monserrat all over that. And it's another very good set in transition. Briggs Romine, tough swing behind the 3-meter line. Micaiah White registers the kill, number 2 in black.
Really nice location on this set. This is a gap set, basically, to Micaiah White. Comes inside, just goes high over the top to the corner. Beautiful location on that.
Holthaus again got a heavy arm. That's why she had 1,500 kills at the collegiate level. A very good pickup for Grand Rapids down the stretch.
Grand Rapids is good when they're making plays at the net defensively, but using a balanced offense, in the middles included.
Briggs Romine back to serve, averaging just under 2.5 kills per set. Very good defensively as well, 2.6 digs. Grand Rapids coming off a very good win over Indy, 3-1 when they had 21 blocks in 4 sets. That's a new PVF record. Micaiah White over the top, dug by Briggs Romine. Nice contact by Aiko Jones, and on the back row combination, that ball kept off the floor by Irwin. Aiko Jones playing some nice defense in area 1. A rare miscue by Henson transition setting. Micaiah White off the block and out of bounds.
Ali Bastianelli late to close, but good handwork to bring that ball back into the court. Just goes a little bit long. Atlanta with a 16-12 advantage in the first set.
Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation, coming your way on Fox Sports. Back with Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland. Atlanta, winners of a league record 11 in a row, and that was said earlier in the year. Orlando had won 10 in a row, but Atlanta said, okay, we're going to jump right past that. I've got a list of all the teams they've beaten. Grand Rapids coming off a big win. Each team has 3 matches left in Grand Rapids. Currently in 5th. The top 4 teams make it into the semifinals, a chance to play the match for $1 million coming up on the 11th. Lee's Family Forum, where we were just last night. Good match between Las Vegas and San Diego. Very hard fought. Snyder coming inside off the top of the block and gets that one down. Important side out for number 4 in white.
In the Grand Rapids Rise, knew they wanted to go to the left side. Morgan Hentz was off the floor. Corey Lewis was that left back defender.
Do you scout? Do you have to be completely aware of when Hentz is on the floor and when she's
Absolutely.
not? Yeah, I agree.
The fact that she's wearing a bright red jersey helps as well.
It does. But also, she's a pretty good player and has established that. Aiko Jones, no touch there. That's going to be 4 contacts.
That did not go over the net. Aiko Jones, usually low air of that one. She just does not get her feet to the ball.
There is Bastianelli, once again, the top blocker in terms of scoring stuffs, with 81 so far in the league. Best blocking team is Grand Rapids. Nice play by Vicini, working on another middle blocker at the defensive end.
Middle blocker going at middle blocker, recognizing Bastianelli is that left back defender instead of Ogilvy. Big difference if that ball's coming up or not.
100%. Marley Monserrat will go back to serve. very successful collegiate career for the now retired Mary. Oh, nice pass by Snyder, where she went to UCLA and played a year of beach and then came back indoors. Ball a little bit tight, covered by Hentz. Good read by Montserrat. And off the block and out of bounds. Wonderful transition set again by Morgan Hentz.
We're almost to the end of the PVF season. These teams know each other well. Marley Montserrat and Cameron Turner are both setters who like to attack over the net, and both teams are ready defensively.
I'll break down the season series for you. As mentioned, the last of 4 meetings. Every team plays 28 matches in the PVF regular season. Vicini along with Micaiah White on the stuff.
Micaiah White steps inside to help her middle blocker, McKenna Vicini, after this dig, and this ball goes over the net. So she comes in to help defensively, and that is a wall for the Atlanta Vibe.
6 years a pro, has played previously in France and most notably in Turkey. A lot of people think, along with Italy, that's the top league in the world. 5th match so far with Atlanta. As far as the series is concerned, Grand Rapids won the first match, the first meeting on January 19th, 3-0, and then won by Atlanta at Grand Rapids 3-1 in February, and then the last one won by Atlanta also 3-1 in Grand Rapids on March 13th. The lead is 19-15. Holthouse has been very good. Hence, with the Luigi that time, the left-hand stab. Not a very good first contact. Holthouse through the block. Look at this set again. Aiko, take a swing. Snyder going high. Very, very good swing. And Hentz, in spite of 110% effort, Morgan Hentz can't track it down. Very good swing by Carly Snyder.
Hentz won, both 6-0 on that. Nice pursuit. I love that she never stops on the ball.
There is a embarrassment of riches at the libero position around the Pro Volleyball Federation. And she is well at the top of the list. #1 digger so far, but also very, very good in reception. I'll give you those numbers in a moment. Vicini again, dug by Irwin. Snyder. Oh, a really good swing, but just missed it out of bounds. Back to Morgan Hentz. 4.5 digs, 88 assists so far on the year. That's a really, really good number, but 57% positive passing.
Some teams will scheme to hit away from her, but she still has 100 more digs than anybody else in the league.
I did not know that. And everybody's played the same number of matches. Not necessarily the same number of sets. Not a good set that time by Hentz, and nicely done by Aiko Jones. Number 15 in black saved that one.
I'm not sure how that one got past Grand Rapids. It looks like they took their eyes off the ball because it was fading tight into their hands.
Melissa Jensen up front with Holthouse along with Snyder. And timeout is going to be called by Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids currently trailing Indy in the standings, right on the heels of the Indy Ignite. They were rolling along for a while, even though they lost Lecator member Mena to a season-ending ankle injury. They've added Katie Baird, the All-American at Stanford, but boy, they have lost 5 in a row, and they're coming back to the pack. Lost most recently yesterday to Orlando at home. There are the standings once again. The top 3 teams in yellow have all booked their spot to Las Vegas. They're in. We don't know who's going to be the #1, #2, or #3 seeds. We don't know that. And then the last spot to be determined. Vegas is not mathematically eliminated, but very, very tough challenge. Nice win for them last night against San Diego. But it's going to come down to Indy and Grand Rapids, and we'll take you through their remaining schedule. I have that at my fingertips, and you know, Indy's got to straighten this thing out.
They certainly do, and they added Katie Baird, who's a very talented 6-rotation player. She's put up big numbers, but teams have really keyed on Ajani Taylor, been able to slow her down a little bit and making the rest of the team try and beat them.
Ajani Taylor played at an otherworldly level for about a month and a half, and they almost made you, you're not going to forget member Mena, but certainly her number, and she dropped off just a little, and all of a sudden Indy was pretty vulnerable. That ball served just out of bounds. There There is Snyder, 4 times the best outside hitter in the French league, and dials up a really solid ace. Nicely done by Snyder. 6'1" outside hitter, an all-star this year, 3rd in the league in aces, now with 31.
She is elite from the service line. She throws it up, gets on top, puts a ton of pace on that ball.
Slowed by Briggs-Romine. Nicely done by Jensen. There is the best blocking team in the league.
I talked to Kathy George before the match, and she said, look, we outblocked them last match, but Atlanta is so good at covering the ball that they just kept coming back at us. Not on that one.
That's a mistake serving Hentz, but Snyder's going for it, covered by Hentz. Grand Rapids a chance to get within 1, and Hentz has got it on the left-handed pancake. Holdhouse chopping inside. Jones is there, and Vicini able to get there on time and throw it down against Jensen.
McKenna Vicini driving hard in transition. Watch this ball off the deflection.
Wow.
Pancake by Morgan Hentz, and then look at McKenna Vicini drive quickly to score a point out of the middle in transition.
I played a long time, Holly. You know how many balls I dug with my left hand?
0. I dug a lot with my left hand, and I teach my young athletes.
Yeah.
If it's your outside hand.
I had a few.
Okay. Did you like my answer 0 for you?
I knew it was coming. That's why I asked. I knew it was coming. We've got a challenge whether or not that ball was up or down. Beautifully done by Morgan Hentz. Out of Stanford, Elena Ogilvy, also elite. Elena Scott is elite as well. Camila Gomez. At the libero position, there are just so many. Charvanegas, who we saw last night.
Excellent.
Outstanding. Morgan Hentz wants to be part of the 2028 Olympic team. And what a position, what a battle at that position. Lexi Rodriguez, Justine Wong-Arantes, among others. It's going to be a very, very difficult decision for Eric Sullivan. There's a plethora of talent, no question about it, in the United States. Karch Kirai was always, people always used to ask him, you know, how do you choose among 50 elite players? And he said, it's a pretty good problem to have.
It is.
It is. And Eric Sullivan, the new head coach of the USA Olympic team, and I can call them the Olympic team, even though it's only 2025, because as the host, they have qualified. Tuaniga down there as well. And that ball is going to be awarded. There is no net violation on Vicini. I thought it was on the pancake, but there is no net violation. And Pia Timmer out of Washington State, 4-time all Pac-12. Just an absolutely wonderful player. Really good in reception for Caleb Anworth. 57% in reception for Pia Timmer. 21 aces on the year. Tough flat serve. The lead is back up to 3. There is Holthouse. Good set in transition. Briggs-Romine cutting inside. Dug by Envin. Alyssa Jensen, very nicely done. Good heat out of number 17.
We talked about the middles for Grand Rapids Rise, and they're very strong defensively, but you see the length of Jensen in the middle get up and one-on-one against the rookie, Corey Lewis. She's just too quick to attack that ball.
Jenna Otek out of Purdue will come on to serve. She started the year as the libero, and that has been taken over by Elena Ogilvy. Otek is very capable. Easy serve, and paying the price, Corey Lewis with a dramatic crossbody.
How do you stop this? Corey Lewis gets up and crossbody. You got to make a big move if you're Bastianelli.
That's against the league's best blocker statistically, Ali Bastianelli, wearing number 10. I think I said number 8. Doesn't her 10 look like an 18?
It does, with that cross to the middle.
But I am easily confused. Here's Mia Tuaniga, the rookie out of USC. Brother, a world-class setter, won a couple of national championships at Long Beach State. Has had a wonderful professional career playing mostly in Poland. As Holthouse will go back to serve.
And I talked about the emergence of Ali Bastianelli and her offense, the best blocker in the league, but shows she's got plenty of power at the net in that gap set.
12 kills on 31 swings in the winning effort against Indy, and Corey Lewis once again.
The Atlanta Vibe is getting all sorts of people involved. You got the dub sub with Anna Dixon and Mia Tuaninga. We saw Pia Timmer.
Very, very deep Atlanta squad. Lots of buttons to push for Caleb Henry. Set point number 1, Bastianelli. Nicely done, and a really good delivery by Irwin.
Back-to-back kills, and Cameron Turner has a really good connection with Bastianelli behind that time in the gap the prior set.
It's been a long day.
Yes, it has.
Nice rhythm to the outside. Good block deflection by Turner. And into the sweet spot, but that ball gathered up. High swing covered by Edmond. Must have by Grand Rapids, and they do. Bastianelli again.
Love the confidence. Cameron Turner going behind Ali Bastianelli, who can really elevate. Watch her get up, work off the left hand of Micaiah White.
So a couple of set points saved. Bastianelli with a good kill inside out and also in transition, making it now 24-23. Timeout is called by Atlanta. They have led throughout, but here comes Grand Rapids. Lee's Family Forum just outside Las Vegas will host the second Pro Volleyball Federation Championship on May 9th. And on the 11th will be the championship. The top 4 Pro Volleyball Federation teams will face off for the opportunity to earn a cool $1 million prize. All session tickets, which gives access to all 3 matches, start at just $49. Are on sale right now at provolleyball.com/tickets. We were in Las Vegas last night. Good crowd on hand for a 5-set battle between Las Vegas. Really needed a win at home, taking on San Diego. So Vegas not, as I mentioned, not mathematically eliminated, but they have to jump over both Grand Rapids and Indy. 3rd set point. Out to White, and off speed.
Micaiah White disguises that so well on the left side for the Atlanta Vibe, and then just drops it short over the block.
And I think that was a fortuitous lucky break maybe for Micaiah White on the outside with her new team and new setter. Opening set goes to Monterrey and Atlanta.
7 against a very strong defensive team.
Pro Volleyball Federation is proud to partner with FICO to champion financial literacy. PVF athletes will engage with the league and its communities to provide financial education. Marley Monserrat has 2 of those 3 stuffs.
Yeah, the Atlanta Vibe does a fun thing on social media with FICO, asking people about financial questions, each other, and nobody knows anything. I mean, it's something we all need to learn about.
That is for sure. That is for sure. So Marley Monserrat, the reigning Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week, will go back to serve. 25-23. Atlanta taking the opening set. They're 17-8 so far on the year and have won 11 in a row. Joust, Jensen, and Vicini. And off the block, and then Vicini again out of the middle, adding some offense.
Leah Edmond does a really nice job focusing on a good overhand dig up to the net. So her setter, look at this, overhand pushes it right to her setter, who's able to go to Vicini in the gap.
Working on Snyder, and she's been passing the ball well. Holthouse, quick swing inside, dug by Aiko Jones. Briggs Romine working down the line and got a piece of the block, and I think also a piece of the court.
Huge block in front of her, but Paige Briggs Romine finds some room down the line. Marley is digging down the line, but that one works off.
Really good swing by Briggs Romine. Erica Pritchard was starting. Remember, she had to move out of the starting lineup. She missed a handful of matches with a concussion, and Briggs Romine stepped in and played very well. Pokey by Hens. Collision. Marley Monserrat and Edmond. It's like they were mud wrestling back there. They couldn't get out of each other's way.
They couldn't. But good news is they're both okay.
Yeah, that was very, very funny. They guess you can do that when you've won 11 in a row. Not a lot of tension on their side of the court. Good for them. Interesting story about Monserrat. Mentioned that she played a year of beach at UCLA, and you covered her there. That she'd been away from the indoor game and got a tryout to come back and play indoors, and immediately saw that she had the goods.
Surprised everybody. They had a top draft pick that actually had to leave the team because Marley Monserrat won the spot.
That serve missed by Micaiah White. Marley Monserrat comes in at 6 feet in her second year as part of the Pro Volleyball Federation. Comes from a volleyball family. Sisters Allie and Madison both played at the University of Florida. And once again, all our best to Mary Wise as she enjoys her retirement. Incredible Hall of Fame career. Bacchini is dug. Turner to the outside, and once again, Morgan Hintz, fantastic dig in the left back. Really good delivery. That was nicely done by Turner, but a better block by Edmond and McKenna Bacchini.
McKenna Bacchini, first swing attacks her former teammate Ogilvy, gets dug, and then wins that point with a block.
Just underway here in Atlanta at the Gas South Arena, suburbs of the ATL. Snyder, really nice dig by Monserrat. Better block, Ali Bastianelli along with Cameron Turner.
Leah Edmond going up and taking a big rip, but Cameron Turner and Ali Bastianelli for the Grand Rapids Rise just put up a solid block.
Tough serve down the line, looking to go after Leah Edmond, but just a little bit wide. Holthouse missed that one, and Iko Jones will go back to the line. Yeah, Kayla Banworth, probably not an easy decision, to be perfectly honest. You know, you sub out the league's #1 draft choice in Merritt Beeson. Iko Jones, as you pointed out, Holly, has really been adding a lot to this team. Dug by Hintz again. Good contact and combination play. Bastianelli wearing number 10 in white going behind.
Grand Rapids Rise want to go as often as possible behind the setter. They've had so much success. Bastianelli gets another kill out of the middle.
Mentioned the remaining schedule for both Grand Rapids and Indy. I'll give you those matchups in just a moment after this point. Outside to Edmond, rolling over the top, dug by Holthouse. Snyder, tough chance. Good rhythm to the outside. Not perfect contact. It didn't hit the middle of the club face, but it worked out.
Kind of a paintbrush kill through the seam of the block to the middle.
For Grant,
I don't know if that had spin on it.
Not much. At Atlanta, obviously, for Grand Rapids tonight. And then home to Orlando, home to Omaha. So they play the 3 teams that are already in the playoffs. Good read by Jones. Combination or contact or connection not there out of the back row. And did that catch a piece of Monserrat? It did, and a good kill out of the back row for Grand Rapids.
3 blockers up for the Atlanta Vibe, but they weren't close together, and gives Paige Briggs-Romine hands to attack.
Briggs-Romine passes at 62% positive. You do not want to serve her. Turner at the line, good play. Service pressure, and on the overpass immediately taken care of by Carly Snyder wearing number 4 in white.
Cameron Turner going cross court, trying to get the ball to Leah Edmond, who's been passing great. This one just goes a little bit tight, and Carly Snyder has an easy kill at the net.
Yeah, Kayla Banworth told us that at the defensive end and also in reception, Leah Edmond has much improved. To Hintz. Lewis usually goes in front, this time behind, and Holthouse has got a heavy arm off the right side.
Holthouse gets on top of the ball so quickly. It's a fast set behind the setter and creates a big gap. You see Corey Lewis chasing, and that's advantage attacker in that situation.
We've come to the first technical timeout here in Atlanta. You're watching the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. Leah Edmond and Atlanta won the opening set 25-23. Good response by Grand Rapids, trying very hard to stay in the playoff picture. And there's last year's most valuable player, Leah Edmond. And when you look at her stats, other than hitting percentage, she is in the top 10 in every category: scoring, kills per set, digs per set, aces per set, and she's even 9th in blocks as an outside. Ajani Teeler very good in that phase as well. Aiko Jones somehow hit that ball inside the block of Grand Rapids.
Aiko Jones stays aggressive even though Alyssa Jensen's there at the net, who's very long, but she's late on her press. She's high and not over, and that scores for Atlanta.
Yeah, Aiko knows that she got away with one. Holthouse and tipping over the top. Good play by Jones. Not a good set in transition. Micaiah White a little conservative. Holthouse straddling the 3-meter line. That ball was called out of bounds. Really good swing by Holthouse, and Bolt 6 again can't challenge in or out, and all the lines calls, all are in or out if you will, are all done electronically. Can challenge foot fault on the service line, 3-meter line, center line, net fault, touch off the block, ball up or down, and 4 contacts. Good serve by Corey Lewis. Jones good again at the defensive end. Misplayed, and a joust coming. Micaiah White there. Jensen going for the reverse bump kill, and Micaiah White, did she miss it out of bounds? Did so. Missed it just over the end line.
Micaiah White tries to go deep to that corner, missed by an inch. Right idea, just sails a little bit long.
Given Micaiah White's numbers once again, after finishing her season in Turkey, has joined the effort of the Atlanta Vibe. Her 5th match with her new team. Good cover. Snyder covering her own attack, and Briggs Romine. McKenna Bacchini.
Love to see it, and Atlanta Vibe right now out blocking the Grand Rapids Rise. McKenna Bacchini so good at getting out to her pin blocker and closing. No seam to attack, a nice left hand work to shut down that angle swing.
Yeah, that's a big advantage for Atlanta if they can outblock the very best in the league. We'll give you their respective season numbers in a moment. That is a kill by Jensen. Grand Rapids on the year, 3.2 blocks per set. That is the top number in the Pro Volleyball Federation. And Atlanta comes in at 6th at 2.2 blocks per set. Jensen back to serve. Grand Rapids leading 10-8 here in the second. Pass to the 3-meter line. There's Aiko Jones. Good block deflection. Bastianelli on the gap set, and that ball is down away from Edmond. Bastianelli good at both ends right now, offensively and defensively.
I agree. I think she's better offensively than we've seen her in an entire career as a pro, driving hard. Look at Alyssa Jensen scoop that ball so Cameron Turner can run the middle to Bastianelli again.
I really like the combination and the confidence that Cameron Turner has with Bastianelli. Micaiah White tucking inside, big swing. Cameron Turner's done a very nice job filling in for August Raske, who suffered an injury. Big 12 setter of the year on a couple of occasions is Cameron Turner at the University of Kansas.
That swing by Micaiah White was impressive.
Big time.
Inside and then inside the 3-meter line. Wow.
Holly, we talked about it either at an airport somewhere or somewhere. Does the addition of Micaiah White make Atlanta the favorite to win the title this year?
I think so. I just think they're so deep and so balanced. You have to respect every player as the defender, right? So everyone can hurt you offensively.
Another question for you in a second, just about where the championship will be played. That ball is blocked. We're going to have the championship, the semifinals and the finals at the Lee's Family Forum. Beautiful facility just outside Las Vegas. But last year, Omaha won it. at home. This year, the championship will be truly on a neutral site as timeout is called by Atlanta. Your thoughts about the impact of that?
I think a neutral site is fair for everyone.
I do too.
Had that home advantage. They play in front of a big crowd, and they have that crowd behind them playing their best volleyball. But the fact that it's a neutral site, and then on top of that, Las Vegas, I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
And we like that venue. It's perfect for volleyball.
We were there. When were we
Last
there?
night.
And here we are in Atlanta. 13-9 is the advantage in Grand Rapids all season long, either with scoring blocks, block deflections, or playing defense behind that. You see what they're doing in their ranks. Alyssa Jensen there is Ali Bastianelli.
Two of the best blockers in the league in the middle for the Grand Rapids Rise.
In terms of total blocks, Bastianelli is
Correct.
the leader with 81.
Correct. Alyssa Jensen did not start the entire season, but once she got that starting spot, she's been impressive.
100%. That's a really good call. She is in the starting lineup now and not going anywhere, and both of them are bringing some more offense.
And you look at those other middles who are so fun to watch. We got to see
Reagan Pittman
last night, who's just so dominant and aggressive and loves to play in the middle of the court.
and the gloves. Ronica Stone, the two gloves.
The gloves is a pass or whatever you call it.
Pretty good pass that time by Morgan Hentz. That was a really good serve. And speaking of that, Leah Edmond over the top.
Leah Edmond can get up. Grand Rapids Rise have been putting a big block in front of her, but this time she goes over Cameron Turner and finds the seam. High contact point, driving it hard.
Here is Vicini. 13-10 is the advantage for Grand Rapids, looking to even this best of 5 setter. At one set apiece, that ball out of bounds. And back to Leah Edmond. Her father is the strength and high performance coach at her alma mater, the University of Kentucky. So you know that she's getting some good work in the off season. Ooh, a serve.
Middle blockers getting it after it from the service line. I like that, McKenna Vicini. Good pace, catches the back line for an ace against her former teammate.
Doing her share as well. 41 blocks to her credit for the NCAA champ for the Stanford Cardinal. A chance for Atlanta to tie. Good free ball pass to Lewis and missed it out of bounds. Just going for a little bit too much, but that ball was in. Wow, what?
Up referee calls this ball in. That was an impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Just
wow.
tickled the line. What a kill from Corey Lewis.
A very light tickle, mind you.
Very.
No belly laughs there. When Corey Lewis hit that angle, just take another look.
Well, it's the short part of the court. How does she get that high and drive it that far down?
I thought that ball was out when we called it live, but you saw Bolt 6 is infallible, and Elena Ogilvie was hoping, thought that ball was out, but you saw the electronic image. That is really impressive.
Impressive is right.
Corey Lewis out of Florida State, 6'3" rookie middle blocker, was 8th in the nation in hitting efficiency her final season. Only hit .430 for Florida State.
Only. Amazing number, especially. I mean, out of the middles tend to hit for higher numbers, but that's impressive night after night to average that.
Well, and in the ACC, there were some pretty good teams in the ACC. Pitt Panthers, Georgia Tech, nearby Georgia Tech. Stanford, that's right. Thank you for that. Thank you for the reminder.
Those middles out of the ACC.
Yep. There's Vicini, tied at 13. Off the edge, really good swing. Bastianelli. Let's look at her numbers offensively. Again, early in the season and early in her professional career, including last year, we really didn't give her much thought. Not enough respect. 6 of 11 right now. Make it 7 of 11 in attack.
Yeah, she's having success working off the outside hand of the pin blocker.
That was an interesting pillow fight, to coin a phrase, at the net that time. The ball called as 4 contacts. Caleb Anworth very composed and comfortable. Turner, left side to Snyder. Micaiah White playing some good defense. And we're going to have a challenge mid-rally, which you can do. You can do that internationally at the World Champion. All the players a little bit confused. Let's listen.
Grand Rapids is challenging that there was a net touch.
Grand Rapids challenging that there was a net violation. Can't do that in college volleyball. You can only challenge the last action in collegiate volleyball. But internationally and in the Pro Volleyball Federation, there's a pad. Each coach has access, and if they want to challenge, there's net touch, there's up or down, and you got 6 or 8 seconds to get on that pad, and here we go.
And it's important that the arena know what's going on, because when a challenge happens in the middle of the play, it seems confusing, but good communication by our head referee.
And once again, challenging that there was a net touch, and there was not.
It was hair. Nico Jones' hair, which does not count.
Yep, not a violation.
Correct.
By rule, not a violation. Pia Timmer coming on now for Micaiah White. Coming on to serve. Once again, Pia Timmer was a rock-solid starter for Atlanta all season long. Iko Jones will serve, and then it looks like we're going to have Dixon and Tuaninga as part of the double sub. Bastianelli again, and nicely done. Another kill for Ali Bastianelli.
Ali Bastianelli behind the setter. We see her go off the pin blocker's hand, that time turn it back to the seam with lots of success.
Ali Bastianelli, the aforementioned, will serve when we come back from our second technical timeout here on Fox. At the second technical timeout, 16-14 advantage for Grand Rapids, taking on the red-hot Atlanta Vibe, winners of a league record 11 in a row. Grand Rapids really working as hard as they can. The schedule, at least on paper, a little bit against them. They're playing the other 3 teams that are already in the playoffs, not only tonight, Atlanta, but also Orlando and Omaha.
But for Grand Rapids, they have a lot to gain, nothing to lose. So you've got to let it all hang out. You got 3 matches to go for it.
This almost becomes a must-win with only 2 matches still remaining. But Indy is certainly coming back to the pack, losers of 5 in a row. They are currently in 4th position. 3 playoff spots have been solidified. Atlanta, Orlando, and Omaha. Oh, nice set by Tuaninga. She's got very strong hand. Dug by Snyder. Dixon on now as part of the double sub, and Corey Lewis can connect with either setter.
Corey Lewis, the middle attacker for the Atlanta Vibe, has such a big offensive window. Yes, she can hit off either setter, and Mia Tuaninga knows how to feed her.
Taylor Head wearing number 1, the 5'10" outside hitter, mostly from Arkansas and lastly from Florida State, 2-time All-American, will come in and serve. Pia Timmer missed a handful of matches early, maybe the early third of the season, and Taylor Head came in, played very well. Dug by Hintz, right to the 3-meter line. And Anna Dixon, heavy. Turner going over the top, dug by Head. Timmer is staying in right now for Micaiah White through the front court. Dixon off of Snyder and out of bounds.
The depth of the Atlanta Vibe, the amount of players they're using in this rotation, really impressive. They can just plug and play at a high level.
Anna Dixon out of Missouri, the rookie 6'3" opposite, an outside hitter. Jensen dug by Tuaninga. Really good set in transition. Heat not quite there. Hands nicely done to Timmer, dug in the cross court. That time by Snyder. Tuaninga, 3 digs in a row and saying what else, and then a better block. Jensen along with Carly Snyder.
Grand Rapids stays in that rally, stays patient. Here's a transition ball coming from off the net, and Jensen gets up there and closes to Carly Snyder on the pin.
Turner again working on Timmer, very good passer. That ball is dug by Cameron Turner, number 22 in white, but just too much heat from Dixon.
Anna Dixon is one of those players who can score anywhere. Utility player for Atlanta. She can attack out the middle, left side, but right side gets on this ball quick, and that one gets away from Cameron Turner.
Tied at 17. Some instructions coming in from the Atlanta sideline defensively. And Lewis missed that serve. The margins are so small. You have the coaches on the sideline going, they're going to go here, they're going to go there. Be ready for this, be ready for that. And be ready for Mia Timmer. Mia Timmer, number 7 in black. How deep is Atlanta?
I was looking at the serve receive of the Atlanta Vibe. You had Morgan Hens, Taylor Head, and Pia Timmer, and just a dime of a pass, in-system ball to Timmer on the left. Atlanta looking really confident.
Tied at 18. Here is Monserrat. Atlanta won the opening set 25-23. Good pass by Snyder. Quickly to the outside. Briggs Romine dug by Monserrat. Timmer again. Going high flat. Good swing. Free ball to the Vibe. Dug by Turner. Quickly to the outside again.
Marley Monserrat putting up a really nice ball to Pia Timmer on the left side, and she goes to work down that line.
When Atlanta runs that gap with a shoot set over the top of it, I mean, what do you do as a middle blocker? Beautifully delivered by the Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week in Marley Monserrat. Let's take a look once again at the rest of the schedule for Indy, along with Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids obviously facing off against Atlanta. Orlando on Wednesday, and then Omaha Friday, the 3 top teams in the standings. So they've got their work cut out for them. And then you see Indy Ignite Sunday. They'll be in San Diego, which is tomorrow, Thursday versus Atlanta, and then May 3rd, back to San Diego.
Well, you would at least once again, with air quotes on paper, however, whatever cliche you want to use, Indy has the advantage in terms of the schedule. But still, they are really reeling right now, having lost 5 in a row, most recently at home to to Orlando. Omaha, Atlanta, and Orlando are all in, but who will be the number 1 seed? Who will be the number 2 seed? Who will be 3? Who will be 4? That's all still TBD. There is Monserrat. Very easy serve. Dug by Hens. Kept alive by Ogilvy. Smart shot by Briggs Romine. Holthouse going off speed. Can't get it down against Hens. Right side to Iko Jones. Off the top of the block. Holthouse. Heavy hammer dug by Monserrat. Covered by Hens. Iko Jones. What a point.
I love the dig by Marley Monserrat in the right back. Yes, Morgan Hens doing her thing early in that rally, but Marley Monserrat digging the heat cross court.
That was as hard a ball that I've seen it all season long, and Monserrat came up with it. Can't follow that up. So Corey Lewis has missed one. Monserrat has missed one as well. 20-19 is the advantage for Atlanta. They won the opening set. Here is Jenna Otek, aiming to serve in the opening set. Monserrat well off the net, going to Jones. Good high swing, restart the point. Oh, dug by Hens, and a chance. Come on, Morgan.
She doesn't have an off switch. She's going to look for that ball.
All gas, no brakes.
Well, and Pia Timmer, how about the pursuit by her under the net? I mean, to get an arm on that, and then Morgan Hens is not going to stop on that ball. She probably should.
Good pass by Head. And McKenna Vicini also going sharp into the cross court. Not quite as acute as Corey Lewis, but pretty good.
Hey, but as effective. Same result, a point. Quick set in the gap. Monserrat setting up Vicini for the kill.
That was a nice trip through the backcourt by Taylor Head, and the double sub with Dixon and Tuaninga has been very effective as well. 21-20. Timmer on in place of Micaiah White. Dug by Monserrat again. Good set in transition. Edmond looking for high hands and missed it.
Immediately, Leah Edmonds says, hey, my fault, my fault. She's trying to stay aggressive, just didn't make good hand contact to drive that ball down into the court.
Exactly right. It was good thought process, trying to go high hand, just not good spin rate coming off of Leah Edmonds. Last year's most valuable player, Eleanor Holthaus, late season addition out of the Bundesliga. Perfect pass. What a pass overhand by Edmond.
And the feed. Yes, the pass was fantastic. It allows Marlie Monserrat to run this ball, but the one hand just on a platter for McKenna Vicini.
Off speed, nicely done by the middle blocker Vicini playing defense. Back to her again, and then into the seam. Ali Bastianelli, very impressive at both ends.
I think that's her 10th kill. She has been red hot offensively, and we talked about her leading the PVF in overall blocks, but this time Corey Lewis just left chasing that.
Really good set that time by Monserrat, and a little bit lucky by Aiko Jones. Just back to Bastianelli. You're right, Holly. 10 kills on 15 swings, 67% kill percentage, 533 efficiency.
Keep setting her the ball. She's in the front row right now. Grand Rapids in a rotation with setter front row, 2 hitters, and Bastianelli is one of them. 100%
out of system here, coming to Snyder. Tough swing off the inside hand of Lewis. Aiko Jones! It is the NBA playoffs, and a nice one-footed takeoff behind the 3-meter line.
Unbelievable. Watch this transition set, bump set to the right side of the court. Aiko Jones just uses her athleticism, goes off 1 foot, and open net kill.
Block stayed down when they saw her go to 1 foot. Set point number 1. And stepping in, back row again for Jones, and the same result. Atlanta takes set number 2 in the early going. Grand Rapids had carved out a pretty comfortable lead, but it was early, and on come the Atlanta Vibe once again looking for their 12th win in a row. Won the opening set 25-23 and won the second 25-22. Holly McPeak will be getting us a very special guest, but a balanced attack right now for Atlanta. And Grand Rapids will have some work to do after intermission. Let's go over to Holly McPeak.
Marlie, player of the week. What is Atlanta doing well? You guys had a slow start at 4 and 5. Now you're on fire. What's the difference?
I think like everyone's coming in and doing their job. Mia and Anna came in the dub sub and did awesome. Pia came in and did great. I think we're just working together as a team to fight back.
How does this year feel different than last year?
It's a completely different group. I think the start wasn't our best, but you know, we just put in the work and we're here now.
All right, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Holly, thank you. Here and very, very much playing their best volleyball when it matters. Again, Marlie Monserrat and Atlanta started 4 and 5. They lost 3 in a row on 2 occasions. And if they can win one more set, they will win their 12th match in a row. You're watching the PVF on Fox. Atlanta, home of the 1996 Olympic Games. That is the famous or infamous Centennial Park. That was also the site of the first ever beach volleyball Olympic Games. That was won by Kent Stephenson, Karch Kirai over Mike Dodd and the late Mike Whitmarsh. And back to this one, Atlanta looking for their 12th win in a row, 25-23, 25-22. And here are the numbers through the first couple of sets, Holly.
It's been a battle the first 2 sets. Numbers are pretty similar. Atlanta Vibe with a slight advantage offensively in terms of hitting efficiency and one more block, but aces even and Atlanta Vibe have been able to get more swings on the ball.
Atlanta struggling a little bit in reception, and interesting that Aiko Jones is getting a very, very good look on the outside. She's raised the level of this team.
She certainly has. Big block, and then she has 10 digs. She's not known
it's
for
impressive.
Her backcourt defense. She's known for her front court defense, but having an impact and then using her athleticism and how high she plays the game, just getting her feet to that ball. Been able to score inside the block often.
That one spectacular one-legged takeoff, and it completely fooled Ali Bastianelli and Carly Snyder, and she was left, as you pointed out, Holly, with an open net and then followed it up with another kill to close out the second set. Atlanta leading it 2-0. Beautiful shot of the Atlanta Aquarium as we welcome you to our coverage on Fox Sports, the Pro Volleyball Federation. Tonight, the Red Hot Five looking for their 12th. Oh.
Whoa, that looks like a whale shark.
Ooh, ooh,
ooh, ooh.
25-23. Did you just call me a whale?
No, I said you're a whale shark. Okay.
25-23, 25-22. Back with three-time Olympian bronze medalist, NCAA champ Holly McPeak. Grand Rapids right there, 25-23, 25-22. What marginally do they have to improve upon?
They need to play more aggressive. I think taking care of the first contact. They're not pushing the ball tight enough, allowing all their options. I think that will help them score at a higher clip.
Carly Snyder on the outside. Paige Briggs, Romine there as well. Cameron Turner, Bastianelli there. Lena Ogilvie also. Alyssa Jensen and Eleanor Holthouse, who has got a house full of heat. A house full of heat. Wow. How about that dig by Marley Monserrat in the second set? Must-win situation now for Grand Rapids. They're 11-14 on the year right now. They're in 5th place in the standings. Got to be top 4 to get into the playoffs. And Leah Edmond, who's been a little bit quiet so far on the night, along with Micaiah White, and still Atlanta's up 2-0.
Grand Rapids rise, serve Leah Edmond, and really this is her only option, and quick ball to the pin. Leah Edmond gets on it fast.
Leah Edmond now 7 kills on 25 swings, but has been blocked 3 times and hit 1 ball out of bounds. Perfect pass by Ogilvie, and did Jensen find a piece of the block? She did not. That ball missed just out of bounds.
Jensen trying to go deep. I like the idea, just missed it, but tell you, you want to serve away from Elena Ogilvie. She is nails.
Her reception numbers in just a moment to Ogilvie again. Another dime. Oh, I like that. Cameron Turner going right back to Jensen out of the middle of the 6'4" middle blocker out of Michigan State. Ogilvie, as far as a receiver, 55% positive. That is a very good number, and that was not a very good serve by Jensen.
Important to serve Atlanta tough. You want to stay aggressive, but you cannot miss in the net.
There is Aiko Jones, 7 kills on 23 swings, 10 digs. Closed out the second set with a couple of kills, one of a spectacular variety. Holthouse, boy, once again showing some real heat.
Grand Rapids rise, when they pass the ball well, they can spread that offense, go fast to the right side. This is quick. You see again, Corey Lewis, just that rookie middle blocker on the other side of the net, chasing defensively.
Holthouse, her 7th match since joining the Grand Rapids Rise, 1,500 kills during her outstanding career at Iowa State. She's finished up her competition in the German Bundesliga. That ball dug, but out of the reach of Snyder.
Briggs Romine, nice touch, just can't keep it in the field to play.
Legally, you can pursue the ball past the imaginary center line. Collegiately, you can't do that in women's volleyball for player safety reasons. It's kind of, you can in college men's volleyball. You can chase past the,
but not women.
Not in women's. Well, there are a few, you know, the challenge rules are a little bit different as well in terms of the totals. That's going to be a net violation. Another dig by Aiko Jones. Already in double figures with 10. She will not be credited with her 11. Erica Pritchard coming on now. Pritchard was having a very nice season. We were talking about her in the first half about possibly being an all-star before she suffered that concussion. Good serve by Snyder down the line, third in the league in aces right now. Pia Timmer has gotten the start now for Atlanta.
Pia Timmer quick down the line, and she's got that fantastic cross body swing. Just has a sliver to attack, but does so accurately.
Coming on from Micaiah White, playing in her 5th match for Atlanta since coming over from Turkey. 5 kills on 21 swings for White. What about the insertion of Pritchard? What does that do for Grand Rapids?
Presents more firepower on the left side, also a big block. But I have to talk about Bastianelli. Continues to impress offensively.
I'll give you her numbers. They've been, as you to say it again, very, very impressive. Oh, that's a smart play. Pia Timmer, like Courtney Schwann in Orlando, just one of those glue players that's so good at so many phases of the game.
Grand Rapids is playing defense deep behind Cameron Turner because she's a smaller blocker, and Holthouse can't pick up that tip because she starts so deep.
Bastianelli now 11 of 17. Short serve, Snyder steps in. Dug by Edmond. Boy, that's quick to the outside. Holthouse out of the play. Snyder on the pipe against 3 blockers.
Carly Snyder, so explosive out of the back row, and a great option by Cameron Turner. 3 blocks, but she goes wrist away, deep away from Hentz.
Snyder averaging 2.8 kills per set. Nice dig by Turner. 2.7 digs as well for Snyder, which puts her in the top 10. Morgan Hentz again. She just makes plays that nobody else does. This time, good reaction by Timmer. That ball would have gone down otherwise. Pritchard looking into the cross court, and a rare miss by Hentz.
Cameron Turner needs to get that ball a little bit higher to Pritchard, who's bigger than Paige Briggs-Roman. You want her hitting at the height of her jump.
Good call, Coach, because that's exactly what Kathy George just came out and told Cameron Turner. A little wider, a little more oxygen under that ball. Alyssa Jensen, that is slowed by Morgan Hentz. And that's going to be a deep throw and missed by Erica Pritchard.
I like the idea, just sails too long.
Technical timeout. There are 2 in each set. One comes when a team reaches 8. The next one a team reaches 16. Atlanta on top 2-0. Very, very close battle tonight in Atlanta. 25-23, 25-22. Good play by Ogilvy. Block out of the middle. Vicini with the block touch and just missed out of bounds in trans.
Both setters have nice connection, good confidence getting that ball to their middles. Vicini just misses that one barely.
You know, we do the same thing with McKenna Vicini that we do with Bastianelli. I'll say that I do. You always focus on their defense, but offensively, they have really come along as the season has progressed.
I agree, and they've done work, and it's reps with your setter as well.
Carly Monserrat is called for being a back row attacker. She is a back row setter and took that ball outside the plane or over the plane, and we have come to the TTO technical timeout here in Atlanta. Grand Rapids must-win situation to stay in the match.
Morgan Hentz, 2 weeks ago, the PVF Player of the Week, is something special. She gets under that ball with her left hand, covers so much court. It looks like that middle's open, but not when Morgan Hentz is on the court. Keeps her team in so many points because of her fantastic defense and hustle.
Transition opportunities that other teams just don't have with Morgan Hentz, 16 digs. To go along with passing at a very high efficiency and good at transition setter. That's a little bit tight. Smart play by Jones. Up into the block. and recycle, and that gives Leah Edmond an opportunity on the outside. Very smart. Young players, it's hard for them to get that recycle shot down.
It is. I mean, they're used to being able to power through collegiate level blocks, but at this level, it's not that easy. Leah Edmond keeps it high, turning it down the line.
Throw that ball up into the hands and rely on your teammates to come in and cover and be insistent. That ball served just out of bounds. Jensen will go back to the line. Once again, Atlanta has won 11 in a row. They're guaranteed themselves a spot in the playoffs. Will they be the #1, #2, or #3 seed? Oh, nice hustle by Snyder, but Bastianelli cannot follow up. Good effort.
And Alyssa Jensen, number 17 in white. That middle blocker playing defense almost comes up with it.
Grand Rapids at 11 and 14, now in 5th place, looking up at Indy, coming off a win over Indy, 3-1, 21 blocks and passed at 60%. Pritchard, heavy heat. Look at this dig by Hintz. To Lewis. Hintz to Monserrat to Lewis.
Pretty impressive hit by Pritchard out of the back row, but guess what? Morgan Hintz, she's there, and then the transition ball in the gap. Corey Lewis just so quick on top of that ball.
Coming outside to Snyder. Was over the top, dug by Timmer. A lot of that this season. And that ball, not a good set in transition, and immediately Aiko Jones says, my bad, too low, too tight.
Aiko Jones going for it with that hand set, but too much pace and doesn't allow it. Atlanta's Leah Edmond to get a feet to the ball.
Corey Lewis is 8 of 11, no errors. Hit 360 so far on the year. Aiko Jones, oh, and missed that one. Oh, I'd like to have that one back.
Grand Rapids Rise trying to go on a scoring run, and right now 3 points in a row.
There is Eleanor Holthouse working on Edmond phase where she is so improved. Dug by Pritchard. Edmond again, very quick to the outside. That's just exquisite offense.
Love the hand contact and pace off the hand of Leah Edmond working on the left side. Monserrat pushes it out there. Leah Edmond likes to go fast. And watch her hammer that ball.
And
sharp.
As good as Bastianelli is and has been throughout the course of the season, even she couldn't catch up with that. Another kill for number 10 in white, Bastianelli.
Ali Bastianelli might be running the best slide in the league right now. She is on fire. I think that's 13 kills.
She now has 12 kills.
Well,
you're only off by one. Are you
sure they haven't added one? Or
no,
missed one?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I can still see 12 of 18 with 2 errors. Wonderful night offensive.
Feels like 13.
It does. It will be soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Fox Sports. You're watching the Pro Volleyball Federation. The season winding down. 28 matches in all. Each of these 2 teams have 3 remaining. Lewis again. What a rookie season she has had.
Marley Monserrat finding her. It's got to be high and in the right location, and then Corey Lewis does the rest.
In the conversation for Rookie of the Year?
Definitely.
Along with?
Natalie Foster.
Yep. Foster leads the league in aces and also very high percentage. She has really been outstanding, the rookie out of SMU. Pritchard, and is blocked. McKenna Vaccini along with Monserrat.
Erica Pritchard trying to challenge into that angle, but McKenna Vaccini is really good with her left hand, getting it over to cut off those angles.
We saw that last night a lot.
13, I told you.
Did I disagree?
No, you didn't.
I told you it was coming. I just didn't know it was going to be that soon. Maren Grote coming on now for Jensen.
So far, Atlanta Vibe have not been able to slow Bastianelli down to 13
kills, 19 swings, hit 580. Kayla Banworth in her first year as head coach here in Atlanta. Done a really outstanding job. Nice shot by Pia Timmer. Going back, and you talked to Marley Monserrat after the second set. Started 4 and 5, and here they are now at 17 and 8.
Pia Timmer, we saw her go cross body, but this time just chops it right inside the block.
Timmer has come on for the newly acquired Kay White. Good pass by Pritchard. Turner That's a really good set in transition off the top. Ogilvy and Timmer. Ogilvy, good read. Bacchini again. Edmond out of the back row and just missed it. Good looking play.
Leah Edmond comes in with a full steam ahead approach and just does not make the best hand contact, and it sails long. But Grand Rapids, especially Ogilvy, making some really fantastic bids to stay in that point.
The reception again, quickly to the outside. Cameron Turner all over the off speed. Pritchard, that's a good decision down the line.
Well, it was actually seam. I had a good look at it, and it was quick seam. McKenna Bacchini has been taking that angle away from Pritchard. This time, out of system play, and she finds that low seam.
Timmer again, bringing some heat. Perfectly does. Pritchard again off the edge and out of bounds. So back-to-back kills. One, as you pointed out, through the seam, and this one off the edge of Aiko Jones. And that's our second technical timeout. Third set, Grand Rapids must win to get on the board and stay alive in this best of 5 set match. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. Third set, Grand Rapids at 11 and 14. A very tough schedule for 3 teams that have clinched a spot in the playoffs.
Look at those manta rays at the aquarium. Wow, I could watch them all day.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Better behind glass.
Oh, for sure.
I've been in the water with some rays, and it's not a lot of fun. Stepped on one a time or two. There's Cameron Turner out of Kansas in her rookie year in the Pro Volleyball Federation. That ball a little bit low, and what a good block by Holthouse.
Marley Monterey trying to go fast to the pin, but it just died and really didn't give Timmer a window to attack past the block.
Yeah, absolutely right. Monterey would like to have that one back, and she knows it. You see her bat that ball away. That was a rare missed. Oh, a service ace by Turner. And look at this, Grand Rapids extending their lead, and a quick timeout called by Atlanta.
Grand Rapids playing aggressively and service pressure. Wow, talk about coughing corner. Beautiful serve for the ace.
That's 4 aces now against 3 errors for Cameron Turner. And the Grand Rapids rise. And as the season is quickly drawing to a close, let's take a look at some of the players, Holly, who you think are in contention for this year's most outstanding or most valuable player.
Well, there have been a lot of impressive performances, but on a consistent basis, these 3 are my front runners. Leah Edmond of the Atlanta Vibe, really good in every category. Brittany Abercrombie has just carried such a big offensive load. But we talk about her offensive numbers, but she plays great right back defense.
Yes, she does.
And then Brooke Nunneviller always, I call her my human highlight reel, always makes big plays. Again, dominant in every category and a great leader.
Would you have included a Johnny Teeler before the recent slide of Indy?
Yes, if I could drop down to 4 or 5, I think a Johnny Teeler was playing MVP volleyball.
I do too. I absolutely do. And when Indy has lost, I looked at her numbers. They're down from the spectacular level, but they're still very, very good.
Well, she was playing at superhuman level.
Yes.
So she has to come down to earth at some point. Bacchini, another effective swing in the gap.
Grand Rapids had the lead for about 2/3 of the second set, could not close it out before falling to Pia Timmer and Atlanta 25-22. Tough serve, out of system here. That's trouble. Aiko, look out.
Broken play, someone has to step in and put up a hittable ball. Pretty scary when Aiko Jones is getting a free ball right in her wheelhouse.
Big moment here for Grand Rapids. Ogilvy receiving in the middle of the court. They're working on Pritchard. Out of system again. Holthouse. Wow. She has got a fast arm.
And the speed of her arm creates point opportunities, that time tooling the block.
Yeah, that was a completely broken play. Grand Rapids was way behind in the point. Now Now what will Atlanta do inside out? Vicini again.
I mean, this has been a breakout party for Vicini and Bastianelli. Two good Italian names. I like it. But McKenna Vicini really driving hard offensively.
Vicini and Bastianelli. Well, we're both going to Italy this summer, so we have to practice.
Yes.
That ball served just out of bounds.
McKenna Vicini going for that cross-court ace and trying to attack Pritchard in serve receive.
But we are not going together. You've seen quite enough.
Yes, I will not see you for a long time.
Snyder. And Timmer is right there waiting for the pipe. And again, Leah. Oh, what a stab that time by Pritchard in the backcourt. Grand Rapids ahead in the point now off the free ball. Quickly to Edmond. Perfect first contact. Lewis! Corey Lewis.
Extend the rally, get a good first contact, run into Corey Lewis. You see a good block cover. Morgan Hintz puts it right in Marley Monserrat's hands. High percentage, high contact score out of the middle.
Such an important point. Looked like an easy play. Morgan Hintz just dropped an absolute dime mid-rally and set up Lewis. Tuaninga and Dixon back on as the double sub. Grand Rapids still leading by 2, make it 3. Nice play by Pritchard, that off of Timmer in the backcourt.
Erica Pritchard's a player who can score. We saw her very successful on the left. She came in on the right side earlier.
Oh, good point.
Before she went out with the injury.
Had a concussion, was in the protocol, missed a handful of matches. That's nicely done. Almost a near collision in the backcourt. Ogilvy going after it with Pritchard, and Ogilvy came up a little bit gimpy. He's going to take a second. Both Pritchard and Ogilvy going for that ball in between the 5-6 seam. And remember, the medical staff for Grand Rapids will come out and check on the outstanding keeper out of Stanford. And her rookie season has really been solid. Passing at 55%, 3.7 digs among the league leaders. There was a near collision, but obviously there was some contact. I did not see what happened, so Ogilvy is able to stay in the match.
Walks it off.
And Taylor Head will come on and serve. Did a nice job in the previous set. Pritchard, first good pass. Bastianelli dug by Tuaninga, but can't be dug by Mia Tuaninga.
14.
Ali Bastianelli, 14 of 20. Fantastic night offensively. Head taking a swing out of the pipe. Not perfect timing there to Bastianelli. Head against, smart shot. Bastianelli out of the play. And here's Pritchard through the seam.
Transition opportunity for Grand Rapids, and Pritchard gets on that one quickly, high through the seam, working it through the block.
You talked about the insertion of Erica Pritchard for her point scoring. She's doing exactly that, and some nice work at the defensive end and in reception as well. It's getting to be time for the playoffs, coming up the Lee's Family Forum just outside Las Vegas, the site of the second Pro Volleyball Federation Championship. The semis on May 9th, the championship on the 11th. The top 4 PVF teams will face off for the opportunity to earn a cool $1 million prize. All session tickets, which give access to all 3 matches, start at just $49 and are on sale right now at provolleyball.com/tickets. Some news and notes around the PVF coming your way this evening. We were just in Las Vegas about 6 hours ago, weren't we? 7 maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Atlanta 11 in a row, going already a record, going for 12 tonight. 1 match ahead of Atlanta, who will be the #1 seed, who will win the regular season championship in Grand Rapids. 1 match behind Indy for the 4th and final Pro Volleyball Federation championship spot. Indy has 2 matches against San Diego, and for Grand Rapids they have Atlanta, they have Orlando, they have Omaha. Tough schedule. Tuaninga quickly to Timmer through the seam. Boy, the speed of the offense on the team for Atlanta.
And Mia Tuaninga, the rookie out of USC, loves to run it fast. She's a gunslinger. Pia Timmer immediately points to her setter and says, perfect set.
Timmer came on to replace Micaiah White in the second set. 23-20 is the advantage, and a rare miscue by Bastianelli, who's been spectacular offensively and defensively so far on the night.
This is a really important play right now for Grand Rapids. They need to side out on this ball.
They led most of the second set before giving that up. Joust. Nice play by Taylor Head stepping in, and Timmer going high flat. Tight to the net. Outside to Pritchard. Tuaninga is there. That is a setting mistake. Tuaninga with a dig. Dug by Ogilvy. Tuaninga digging really well in the right back. Bastianelli and Grand Rapids ahead in the point. And aren't they indeed? Another crush on the slide.
Both teams making defensive plays, and once they get that really nice controlled contact, they go back to their hot hitters, and that's Bastianelli for the Grand Rapids Rise.
Grand Rapids with 3 matches remaining, including tonight. Must win probably where they stand, and now they've got a chance to close out this third set and keep their hopes alive. Oh, what a block! Erica Pritchard with a roof to close out the third set.
Big play, and Grand Rapids Rise had to earn it. Erica Pritchard on that left pin presents a much bigger block, and she makes a good low block move into the seam.
Grand Rapids was not about to go away in spite of the fact that they were down 2-0. They're on the board with a huge stuff. When they needed to, the Grand Rapids Rise got the job done. In the third set, they win at 25-21 to stay in the mix.
And Ali Bastianelli, we've talked about her all match long. 15 kills, hitting 500 against a very strong defensive team, but finds the floor quickly and is doing a nice job staying behind the ball, giving her space to swing around that block.
Once again, the fourth and final meeting between these two teams. Atlanta leads the series 2-1. It was Grand Rapids taking the opener 3-0. And once again, as a reminder, Atlanta is going for their 12th straight win to extend their league record winning streak. It is already a new one at 11, surpassing Omaha, which won 10 earlier in the year. Here is Montserrat, the reigning Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week. And with Holly McPeak, we're underway, and Maren Grote stays in the middle out of the University of Washington. Starter in the beginning of the year, and then gave way to Alyssa Jensen. Deep serve, and Pia Timmer has come on. Look at Timmer's numbers. She's been very impressive, as she was all season long before giving way to Micaiah White in the starting spot. She's 6 of 22. That's about her season average. 5 digs, passing at 56% positive. That's a good all-around night. Good at the service line. Old house off the edge of the block and out of bounds. And out of the reach, out of the range, which is hard to imagine, out of the range of Morgan Hens. Eleanor Holthouse has been a very, very nice addition. Rare negative pass by Hens. And Leah Edmond has added a lot. There are lots of ways to score on the outside when things aren't perfect.
And if you make good hand contact, you can really direct that ball around the court. This one she kind of cups. Tons of topspin, and it slides in front of Carly Snyder.
There is Vicini, who like Bastianelli. Vicini and Bastianelli have both been molto bene so far at the offensive end. Blocked by Atlanta, Iko Jones. Caleb Anworth told us that one of the things she likes the most about Iko Jones is what a good blocker she is.
And to slow down some of the best left side attackers in the league, you need a presence like Iko Jones.
I think Marley Monserrat, if she's not the happiest, she's the second happiest volleyball player on the planet.
I would say number one.
I think so too. And I mean that as a good thing. Vicini again, working line, good pass by Snyder. Corey Lewis, a very hittable ball. Oh, wow, what heat from Ali Bastianelli. No more surprise in our voice. This is an incredible performance offensively.
Ali Bastianelli has been the answer all night long. Again, behind the setter, going off 1 foot, working down that line.
And give Cameron Turner a lot of credit and her receivers. Lewis, not yet. What a block. Corey Lewis.
Grand Rapids Rise were able to dig Corey Lewis, but in transition. Here's the dig. Ogilvy one-arm stab. Look at the pike, how far over her hands are. You want your hands on the opponent's side of the net.
Lewis creating angles both offensively and blocking. Joust coming. Chance. Edmond. Oh, got part of the back line. Nice play by Iko Jones, and boy, really getting on her horse was Leah Edmond.
Iko Jones with the transition set from the right back, and then Leah Edmonds tags that back line.
Quick early 5-3 lead. Iko Jones and Atlanta leading 2-1. Just out of bounds. Iko Jones attacking Erica Pritchard down the line. Timmer out of Germany and Washington State inserted into the lineup for the newly acquired Kea White. Very, very solid, as Caleb Anworth says. We're not where we are without Thea Timmer. Corey Lewis, a rare error.
Ball was high enough and in a good location, but Corey Lewis just did not make that good hand contact, and that's how you control the ball offensively, how you direct that ball with the top spin.
Corey Lewis is really long and a fantastic jumper. 6'3", very long arm, and right back to you. Nicely done by Monserrat. Right back to it.
Yeah, you want to give your middle attacker confidence that you believe in them. Go right back at them, and Corey Lewis goes off 1 foot, high flyer, and then works it back across the court.
Lewis now 12 of 18, the only error, the one that you just saw. And Iko Jones would like to have that one back.
Leah Edmond playing middle back defense for Atlanta Vibe. Came up with a good one, but hitting air in transition.
Mentioned Leah Edmond playing good defense in the middle back. 2.7 digs per set. That's 8th best in the league. Brooke Nunneveller is there as well, or one of your MVP candidates. They play the total game. Ogilvy got some treatment from the sideline. Nice play by Iko Jones. Holthouse hard into the cross court.
Holthouse does a nice job attacking away from Iko Jones and Leah Edmond to that corner. Important to keep that floor dry so no one slips, gets hurt.
Yeah, player safety. I was just looking up the numbers for Holthouse so far on the night. A lot big swings that have come back. Credit Atlanta for the defense and hanging in. 11 of 37. A couple of balls she's hit out of bounds, but a very solid night. Really gets on the ball. There is Turner. Had an ace late in the third set. Edmond, good pass. And once again, I don't know what you do. One-on-one, that's almost automatic.
I almost think as a middle blocker, you play with it and you spread.
Yeah.
Cut off the angles, but you got to press over quickly. You can't choose one or the other because she can hurt you.
Pritchard, very nice swing. She has been effective since coming off the bench to replace Paige Briggs-Romine. And we have come to the open technical timeout. Grand Rapids once again backs against the wall. Need a win to stay in this best of 5 set match.
Eleanor Holthouse on the right side has been really solid since joining the Grand Rapids Rise. Consistently scoring on that right side. She's got a quick arm. She can hurt you from back row. We've seen her get some nice swings from the left side as well. She's got 6 digs and 1 block to add to the 11 kills.
Grand Rapids went through some adjustments on the right side. Remember, they started the season with Sheridan Atkinson playing on the right side, and then because of some injuries and some other issues, you had Erica Pritchard playing on the right side. Nia Chimay, that's right. Good call, Holly. That's exactly right.
Pia Timmer's arm cycles through that ball so quick, and you could see just a little space between the 2 Grand Rapids blockers.
Monserrat working short. Nice play by Ogilvy. Keeping her hitters available. Holthouse. That's off the top of the tape and out of bounds. A rare error for Eleanor Holthouse.
Ball was a little bit inside and tight, and Holthouse could not get on top of it.
Consistent perfect pass, and on top of that, Maren Grote. Really nice. What do you think of the job that Cameron Turner's done?
I think Cameron Turner's done a really great job, especially when we talk about the numbers they're scoring out of the middle. Bastianelli having a big night, and then right to Maren Grote for the crossbody kill on the 1 set.
Yeah, could not agree more. I think that Cameron Turner is proving herself to be a qualified professional setter. Cheney just missed that one a little bit low. Tough chance.
Cheney wanted to take a full swing in it, and you're right, the set was a little bit too low for her to do so.
Grand Rapids will take advantage and take the 1-point lead. Must win for them. They trail 2 sets to 1. Atlanta, once again, the big story, they're looking for their 12th straight win and stay in the running for the regular season championship and the #1 overall seed. That was a good swing by Timmer. That was tough. And a better swing by Carly Snyder.
Carly Snyder sitting in that hard angle and controlling the dig. Setting her team up for a big transition kill.
Timeout is called by Caleb Anworth and the Atlanta Vibe. Currently second in the Pro Volleyball Federation standings behind only Omaha. They, along with Orlando, have clinched a spot in the playoffs, and the 4th and final spot will either go to Grand Rapids or to Indy. So a very big opportunity for Grand Rapids tonight.
Grand Rapids tried to gain another win, and this would be a big one to tie Indy. Indy has another chance tomorrow to get that W, but this is an important match for Grand Rapids with only 3 remaining.
It will take me a second, but I will find it because I've got it written down here somewhere. Talking about the remaining schedule. There we go. There we go. We'd already done it, but it's worth doing it again.
Okay.
Grand Rapids, obviously, tonight at Atlanta, then home to Orlando, then home to Omaha. And it's interesting because Orlando and Omaha have already clinched a playoff spot. Will they rest players? What will they do? Grand Rapids is not their concern. And then on the other side, Indy, home to Orlando, and then home to San Diego, and then San Diego once again.
Atlanta, you mean?
Atlanta. What did I say?
Orlando.
Oh, okay. Were we there today too?
We might have been. We flew over there.
And by Turner. Monserrat out of the play, stepping in. Holthouse, McKenna Vicini.
Atlanta Vibe do a really nice job. They roll shot to the middle, drawing the left front attacker over to dig it, and that takes her out of the transition offense, and then the Atlanta Vibe able to camp on the right side.
Oh, tough serve by Timmer. Out of system here. Chance for Atlanta. Dug by Timmer. quickly to Edmond, and that's off of Holthouse and out of bounds. Timmer. Very good pass by Pritchard. And who else but Ali Bastianelli.
I think that's 16 for Ali. And credit Grand Rapids, they're putting the ball in Cameron Turner's hands. Middles are dependent on a good pass or good controlled dig. So Grand Rapids doing a nice job getting that ball up to their setter, Cameron Turner.
Take a second, if we can, and check on what the season high for kills is for Ali Bastianelli.
This is it for sure.
Yeah, she's there. Really, really a good night. That ball served just out of bounds, and it is 13-12 here in the third set. If you're just joining us, Atlanta took down Grand Rapids 25-23, 25-22. And Grand Rapids coming back. Oh, what a swing that time by Carly Snyder. They won the third set 25-21.
Grand Rapids mix it up and bring Carly Snyder in for the rip set. She just crushes that inside the block.
Timmer, good reception again. Iko Jones outside the block and down for 15 in black.
Atlanta Vibe have so many offensive weapons that it really stresses the defense on the other side of the court, and then fastball to Iko Jones on the right, able to score.
Yeah, and again, they can play with a double sub. They got Merritt Beeson still on the sideline. Micaiah White is available off the sideline as well. A very, very deep team for Caleb Anwood. Pritchard is blocked. Marley Monserrat with her third stuff.
I still think that set needs to be higher. Erica Pritchard's is long. You can go fast, but a little more lift will give Erica Pritchard a bigger window to attack.
Remember, we'll have a technical timeout when a team reaches 16. Here comes Jones. Very tough serve. Snyder out of the back row, right on target. Monserrat going on two. Pritchard. Not yet for Timmer. And Corey Lewis looking for a touch there and missed it out of bounds. Good work that time for Grand Rapids staying in that point. We're going to have a challenge.
Atlanta is challenging that there was a block touch.
Atlanta is challenging that there was a touch on that attack by Corey Lewis, and Ali Bastianelli said,
I did not see one.
No, neither did I.
Tried to avoid Bastianelli going cross body, and I don't think she got a piece of the block.
Corey Lewis was errorless for much of this match, and now looking at her totals right now, that would be her second hitting error. 13 kills on 20 swings, hit 550.
Really nice number.
Oh yeah. What a bright future she has. Here's a look at it, courtesy of Bolt 6. And that ball is out of bounds. As you can see, no block touch on number 10, Bastianelli. And that ball served out of bounds. So after this point, we will have our second technical timeout. Taylor Head will come on. What a career she had, along with Jill, the Thrill, Kill Gillen at Arkansas. Jason Watson done a wonderful job there building that program, taking them to the NCAA tournament many consecutive years. Finished her career at Florida State. And comes in and misses that serve out of bounds. Yeah, not happy with herself at all there. And with that, we will come to our second technical timeout. Once again, Grand Rapids needs to win this fourth set to stay alive in this best five set match. For the Atlanta Vibe, they've won 11 in a row. Won the first couple of sets, very, very close, and then a nice job by Grand Rapids. And they lead at 16-15 with Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks for joining us here on Fox Sports for the Pro Volleyball Federation. 3 matches each remaining in the regular season for both of these teams. 3 teams, as you've seen when we showed you the standings, have qualified for the championship coming up in Vegas. Pia Timmer, really good spot into the cross court. Timmer now with 8 kills. Busy night. 8 kills on 28 swings.
Coming off the bench.
Yep. Holthouse thumping that ball through Monserrat and Vicini.
That ball was passed on the right side of the court, and Cameron Turner, instead of setting that short string, she goes all the way across court to Holthouse.
Tough serve. A rare miscue in reception for Timmer. Free ball for Grand Rapids. Over the top, and Holthouse. Boy, love that combination. Talk about the gap and then the quick set over the top to the outside.
Both teams are running that gap, which is just probably about 5 feet from that left pin, and it just puts pressure on the middle blocker to block. That means they can't get out to the pin or vice versa.
And what a hammer that time on the outside. Holthouse and then Carly Snyder as well. Vicini's blocked by Grote.
Maren Grote lined up, was ready, quick hands over the net, and that's an important point for the Grand Rapids team, getting their 19th point.
Timeout is called by Atlanta. So Grand Rapids, we talked about the scenarios. They are at 11 and 14. Indy at 12 and 13. Indy's lost 5 in a row. Grand Rapids coming off a win over Indy most recently when they had 21 blocks, passed the ball exceptionally well. So trying to do their business down the stretch, but the schedule very, very difficult indeed.
It's rare when you see a middle blocker with those kind of numbers, at least the 17 kills. She leads this entire match out of the middle. 17 kills, 2 blocks, hitting .519. And then on the other side for Atlanta Vibe, it's been a lot of different players contributing, 13 kills and 14D.
Merritt Beeson has come on now, replacing Iko Jones. Beeson, the #1 overall draft pick in this year's Pro Volleyball Federation draft. What, been an interesting couple of days, hasn't it? The NFL draft.
Ooh. Yeah.
Beeson, the starter for much of the season. Good use of the substitution by Caleb Anworth, freezing the server a little bit, coming out of the timeout. And here is Marley Monserrat, 19-17. 2 sets to 1 advantage for Monserrat and Atlanta. Chance in transition. Where does Monserrat go? Right side to Beeson. Boy, that was a good swing. And, oh, that ball might have been going out of bounds. Taylor Head thought it might have been touched by the block. What a good swing. Good velocity out of the back row for Grand Rapids. 6'4" middle blocker out of the University of Washington. All-American there, 26 matches last year. Also for Grand Rapids, and Timmer continues.
Pia Timmer just passes a dime and then gets the fastball at the pin. It's what she did her whole college career, and she continues to excel in that.
Pia Timmer, and what a career. She had 1,704 kills at Washington State. Very tough serve, and that's going to be a winner off of Pritchard. Pia Timmer.
Paige Briggs-Romine has been playing back row for Grand Rapids Rise. Erica Pritchard has not been passing for probably the last month, so maybe
Timmer and Atlanta back within 1. Looking to see maybe if there would be a timeout called by Kathy George. Maybe after this play, Carly Snyder again. Very, very good offense.
And both teams running it fast to the pin, allowing their hitters to get big seams of the block.
Snyder now with 10 kills on 39 swings. And that ball just out of bounds. Again, no lines, people. It's all done electronically. You can't challenge ball in or out. There's Vicini. Oh, what a block. Leah Edmond with the stuff.
Leah Edmond has the potential to be a shutdown blocker on the left side, and she's able to stop Ali Bastianelli, who's been lighting up this floor all night long.
That's just a really good close into the low seam for Leah Edmond. And Tim, we talked about her and how difficult it was for Kayla Banworth to have that conversation when she committed to starting Micaiah White, but now she's got Timmer as a super sub coming off the bench.
Kayla Banworth wanted to get all her athletes playing in a rhythm, and Pia Timmer has stepped in and done a fantastic job. Super effective, making good choices, when to hit, when to shoot. Fantastic hand contact. She's in a bright spot for the Atlanta Vibe tonight.
And we talked to Kayla Banworth earlier in the week. We were talking about how will you manage these last 3 matches. She said, Paul, I want to win. I want to win the regular season title, so I don't think Atlanta's going to take their foot off the gas at all. And Coach Banworth has shown exactly that by some of the moves and the substitutions she has made. She's leaving nothing in the tank.
She also has the depth to have some players on the bench who could get a rest, and it's not going to drop off because the depth and talent on this Atlanta Vibe team.
Beeson up front, along with Corey Lewis and Leah Edmond, who just had that stuff blocked. Tied at 21. And now Atlanta with the lead and pressure from the service line.
McKenna Vicini, I believe that's her second ace tonight. Really attacking from the back line.
That is, you're exactly right. That is Vicini's second ace. Going right back at Pritchard. That one tapped down by Bastianelli. That was an interesting graphic, and you pointed it out, Holly. It's not usual that a middle blocker will lead both teams in kills.
Incredible. And you can stop her once, but not twice. Little throwdown, soft touch by Bastianelli.
Right side to Pritchard and through Corey Lewis and down. Big swing, big point that time for Grand Rapids. 2 points away from sending this to a 5th set tiebreaker. Tough serve, well handled by Edmond. Good first contact. Lewis again. Dug by Snyder. And Pritchard nicely off the block and out of bounds.
Marley Monserrat trying to go to Corey Lewis, but I think she should go to Leah Edmond on the left, who's got Cameron Turner in front of her. One of the smaller blockers. She's dynamic, but that's a good mismatch.
Good work here by Grand Rapids. Carly Snyder, don't mind that at all. Just go for it. Set point number 2. Merritt Beeson back at the line. Briggs Romine coming on to add some reception. Is a good substitution, moving Pritchard out of the passing. Set point number 2. Very good serve. Overpass. Oh, and Cameron Turner wins the joust against Leah Edmond. What a good serve that time by Merritt Beeson, but a fabulous play by 5'8" Cameron Turner to close out the 4th set. We're going to play a 5th set tiebreaker. How about this?
I thought this was an opportunity for the Atlanta Vibe to take care of this tight pass, but Cameron Turner turns and jousts and wins.
Turn, joust, and win.
Yep. 5th set coming up.
Winning does not come easy. Grand Rapids keeping their playoff hopes alive. Record-setting team in black from Atlanta. They've won 11 in a row, and we're going to 5 sets with Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland. Atlanta won the first couple of sets, and a really good bounce back by Grand Rapids. 15-point tiebreaker, and Leah Edmond jousting again. Cameron Turner with a phenomenal play. Holthouse off the edge. Hentz is all over that. Really good play by Turner, flying in defensively. Into the cross court, dug by Hentz. Maren Grote really working hard to go from defense to offense. What a good opening point to the tiebreaker.
Patience, and then when Grand Rapids had the opportunity, go into that deep corner, that right back corner.
Grand Rapids has really been coming on, as evidenced by their offensive numbers in the last set. They won the fourth 25-23, but significantly out-hit. That ball, block, really good. That ball's blocked so straight down, it was hard to tell which side it was on.
Well, you talked about the 4-set numbers. Grand Rapids hit 294 and held Atlanta to 103 in that last set to force the fifth set.
Dug by Hentz. Chance here for Edmond out of the back row. Conservative, smart shot. Snyder ripping it. Carly Snyder is really having a nice match all around.
Carly Snyder's putting more pace on it than I've seen all season long, and she's challenging Morgan Hentz in that cross court.
Perfect swing, perfectly into the deep part of the court, into the cross court. That ball served just out of bounds. Carly Snyder, 6'1" outside hitter, a magnificent career at Florida, into the NCAA championship match. 6 seasons in France with 4 different teams, best outside hitter, and a very good French league on 3 occasions. Teams will change sides at 8. That will qualify as the technical timeout in this 5th set tiebreak. That ball missed. Rare mistake by Snyder.
Both teams have been so disciplined in hitter coverage, really respecting their opponent's block.
Bastianelli, oh, look out. That one got on Corey Lewis in a hurry. I hope it hit her in the shoulder.
I hope so too. Have to be ready, Ali Bastianelli hitting one on one, and hands have to be up.
Timmer again. Thankfully that did not hit in the head or neck area on Corey Lewis, but off of her left shoulder. Not sure she saw it. That was heavy heat from Bastianelli again. Good pace to the outside, kept alive by Ogilvy. Merritt Beeson off the right side.
Really, really sharp transition kill from the right side. Number 5 in black. Look at Marley Monserrat isolated her hitter. Bastianelli chasing.
Boy, right you are. That was really a sharp angle. Merritt Beeson, who had not played throughout the course of the evening, coming in and showing some pop. Briggs Romine, Paige Briggs Romine, who started the match back on, now replacing Holdhouse. Nice play by Beeson. Bastianelli again, Hentz all over that. Pia Timmer was face-to-face that time with Marley Monserrat, and both of them hesitated ever just so slightly.
And that's all it takes, a tiny bit of hesitation, and that ball drops.
Atlanta still with the lead here in the 5th set, 5-4. Snyder will go back to serve, already has an ace on the night, 3rd in the league. Timmer would like to have that one back. Tough chance.
Carly Snyder puts all sorts of pace on this ball, and if you don't control the ball off your platform, it can get away from you.
That's the that won't go down as an ace, but that's certainly a service winner. I think it should be considered an ace if there's no second contact. Timmer again. Perfect dig by Snyder. Oh, smart shot by Pia. Timmer. Timmer time.
Timmer time. I like it. Pia Timmer was in the air and just took a little something off of it, pushing it through the block with success.
Once again, the teams will change sides at 8. In this 15-point tiebreaker, you do have 2 timeouts, in spite of the fact that it is the 15 and not 25. Briggs Romine, very good pass. What a dig by Hintz, getting up towards 20. Ooh, that could have been called a double. The fans here, particularly the Atlanta bench, wants a double. Nice set in transition. Leah Edmond, the assist to Morgan Hintz.
You can tell when that ball's in the location that Leah Edmond wants. She just accelerates on top of this ball. Morgan Hintz puts a nice apex, and then Edmond does the rest back line.
7th assist for Morgan Hintz to go along with 23 digs, and she's passing at 56% positive. Pretty good night's work.
Full stat column as always.
Yep. She hasn't blocked the ball yet.
No.
Detail. Oh, that's a good shot by Pritchard. Leah Edmond putting her hands up. That ball was in. It was good of her to play that ball.
Quick strike, that gap, and then the rip.
Boy,
the go ball.
Anybody's ball game. First 2 sets to Atlanta, next 2 to Grand Rapids. Can create a scenario. You know, who's this match more important? You say, is it Grand Rapids? Well, Atlanta wants to win the regular season title and be the #1 overall seed. Each of them has a very big reason to come out on top tonight here in the ATL. With matches winding down, only 3 to play for each of these teams, Grand Rapids and Atlanta. What is at stake? An awful lot. No question about that. The potential #1 seed, regular season championship, but most importantly, Indy wants to get into the 4-team playoff.
Well, Grand Rapids fighting to gain a game and tie with Indy in the win column. So I feel like their backs are against the wall. They probably have the most to gain. Atlanta fighting for a seed.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I said Indy, and I meant Grand Rapids. No question about that. Thanks for catching me once again, Holly. Merritt Beeson has been solid since coming on for Iko Jones. Yeah, this Atlanta team is too deep, and legitimately so at every position. Can't lose Marley Monserrat. I was just trying to think backup setter. You cannot lose Monserrat.
Mia Tuaninga.
Yeah, very good, but Monserrat has had a special kind of season. Maybe she needs to be put into the mix of your MVP.
Could be.
Yeah, I agree. Pritchard, what a block. Merritt Beeson right on cue.
What a huge stop by the Atlanta Vibe on the right side. Erica Pritchard, so big, go high over a lot of blocks, but Merritt Beeson shuts that one down.
Tough serve. Briggs Romine with a very good reception. And then that ball somehow waterfall down inside.
When blocking a back row attacker, you have to be disciplined, getting your hands over the net, or that will happen.
Well, I like these substitutions, going offense, defense, serve, reception with Briggs Romine, and then Holthouse comes back on. Here is Turner, been good at the service line, perfect pass. Dug by Ogilvy. And that's going to be a net violation called on Edmond. That set was a little, and I mean a little bit tight. Edmond couldn't keep her hand off the tape. 9-8. Good response by Turner and Grand Rapids. They trailed 9-6. It looked like this tiebreaker was getting away. Boy, that's a smart swing by Beeson.
Erica Pritchard needs to be disciplined with that left hand. Beeson came right at her, turned it off that outside hand.
And I can't quote what Kathy George said, but she knows that that was an opportunity on that ball set a little tight. Big play by Beeson. Perfect pass. Cameron turning the page offensively. Merritt Grote with some heat.
I love this set by Cameron Turner, 22 in white. Tight pass, Ogilvy pushes it up, and then a one-hand feed to Grote for the kill.
Oh, that serve just out of bounds. That is a good try, but
Those mid-serves, they kill momentum. Your team just had a beautiful kill out the middle, then you miss your serve.
And it's a point score without having to touch the ball. Here's Taylor Head. 11-9 is the advantage. 5th set tiebreaker. Snyder going high. Very, very nicely done and beating Morgan Hentz on the kill.
Out of system, and Carly Snyder, everyone on the whole court knew it was going to Snyder, and she finds a way to kill that ball.
Back within 1. Here's Jenna Otek on for defensive purposes. Pritchard in the middle back. 3 hitters up front. Bastianelli there. Probably not on the slide because it's 3 hitters up front. Timmer. How good is that? Timmer time.
Pia Timmer has incredible range, and she gets on that ball fast. We saw her do some cross-body swings earlier, but she chops that one so quick in the sharp angle with pace. 12
kills now, hitting .333. Super job off the bench for Pia Timmer. Bastianelli. It's dug by Lewis. Good block touch by Vicini. Timmer again with room to swing. Demanding the ball, wants it quick, and has got it.
Hitter coverage gives you another chance to get a swing on the ball, and Pia Timmer doing all sorts of good things on that left pin that time, turning it down the line past Holthouse.
2 points away is Atlanta from their extending their record-setting streak now to 12 wins, just a couple of points away. Timmer off the bench, good passing, 8 digs to go along with 13 kills. 14 kills for Leah Edmond to lead the way, 13 as well for Corey Lewis. Merritt Beeson has been good coming off the bench.
We talk about the depth of Atlanta. I mean, everybody contributing in their own way, and Beeson has been a bright spot in this 5th set.
On the spur of the moment, it's hard to think very quickly of all the rosters around the league, but I can't think of anybody that's as deep as Atlanta, has as many options.
I don't know. I mean, Omaha's pretty deep.
Yeah, they are. Well, that's why
Indy's deep. I mean, there's...
I bought some insurance before I said that.
You did. Yes, you did. But this year, the PVF has depth, and the coaches have not been afraid to go to the bench often because of that talented depth.
A lot of young talent. Good pass to Pritchard. Snyder going off speed. Beeson's got it. Timmer again going high hands, dug by Pritchard. Nice play by Vicini to keep that ball alive. Holthouse, big arm off the right side.
Vicini had a couple nice block touches to keep it alive, stop Grand Rapids from scoring, but Holthouse quick on the right side for the strike.
We're not to match point, and the crowd is on their feet. Easy serve. No trouble with that. Nice play to the outside, Ogilvy. Snyder, huge swing. Off the top, good read by Head. Free ball, perfect pass. Timmer into the deep cross court.
Atlanta Vibe just puts so much pressure on you with their hitter coverage, keeping the ball alive. Monterey pushing the pace. Free ball opportunity, where do you go?
And it's a small thing, but number 1, Taylor Head, was way back in center field. Absolutely perfect pass to set up Monterey and this match point. 14-11 is the advantage for Atlanta, 1 point away from their 12th win in a row. Atlanta, during the course of this streak, has beaten Vegas, Indy, Columbus, San Diego, Orlando, Columbus again, San Diego, Columbus again, San Diego again, Orlando and Omaha.
Pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, everybody in the league. They've beaten everybody in the league during the course of this streak. And looking to take the season series, keep themselves in contention for the regular season championship in the Pro Volleyball Federation, the overall #1 seed. So match point #1 for the player of the week, Marley Monserrat. Good pass by Pritchard. Bastianelli on the slide and gets another kill. I'll tell you, Ali Bastianelli got to be in the conversation for Player of the Week.
Oh, for sure. Ali Bastianelli off 1 foot, goes high into a beautiful spot. No defender back there.
Match point number 2. To Timmer. And Timmer is blocked. Cameron Turner going after that matchup. And so a quick timeout now is called by Atlanta. So 2 match points saved by Maren Grote and Grand Rapids. Ali Bastianelli now with 20 kills, 37 swings for a middle blocker. 37. It's the most I can remember, ever, ever.
I know. Grand Rapids needs to serve tough and continue to put pressure on Atlanta with their defense.
They have. To me, the pressure's squarely on Atlanta right now. We'll see how they deploy. I think Timmer is out on the left side. Merritt Beeson might be available out of the back row. Atlanta currently in second place overall, behind only Omaha with a record of 17-8. Third match point for the Atlanta Vibe, and Carly Snyder at the line. Third in the league in aces. What does she do here, Holly? Do you go for it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with her experience, I agree with you. With her level of experience, conservative, good pass. Bacchini out to Timmer. Pritchard for the tie. And deep shot and missed it out of bounds. Was such a good idea, but just an inch or two long. Atlanta has won 12 in a row. Boy, a heartbreaker for Grand Rapids.
It really was. Grand Rapids Rise dug the ball, had a swing to tie it up and push it to extra points.
I like the shot choice. I like everything about it. Erica Pritchard just ran out of real estate. Let's take a look at the updated standings. Still a battle for the number 1 and number 2 seed. Omaha at 18-7. They have 3 matches remaining. Atlanta now with only 2 left at 18-8. That is a crushing loss for Grand Rapids, coming back from 2 sets down, fought off a couple of match points, only to have that ball drift just long.
But the good news for the Grand Rapids Rise, they're playing really well. They have 2 more matches to get 2 more wins, and it's possible if Indy can't get some wins, they'll be in the conversation.
Yeah, Indy is still backing up. They've lost 5 in a row, so a lot of interesting action still to come. That's it from Atlanta. 3-2. The Vibe win their 12th in a row. Action on Fox Sports continues Friday, May 2nd. We head to Grand Rapids as the Rise host Omaha. For Holly McPeak and our entire crew, I'm Paul Sunderland. Good night, everybody. Another good one.